Hi. I know I'm laughing, but this is the first time I've ever gone live off of my cell phone on Twitter. So there's a reason for that. I'm actually going to be live streaming on my YouTube channel really soon. And, I've done some research. Let me bring this. See if I can bring this down just a little bit more. I've done some research. Here's Orlando. He's coming out. I've done some research into the sexual assault allegations of Katie Johnston by Donald Trump. So I haven't really started streaming yet. I'm just kind of getting ready for the show, but I thought I would do a live stream here on X while I was doing this here, because they're not going to see me on YouTube. All right. You're the only people who are going to be, X, you guys out here on X are the only people that are going to be seeing me say it and read it. Okay. Now, while I'm live streaming on YouTube, where I'm sharing screenshots and information and playing videos. And I know that you're going to kind of miss out on that, but there's a method to my madness. One is that when I redo this footage, I can have different takeaways, different types of shots. So, you're kind of like my guinea pig today, and I really hope I'm on and not just, and this is working properly. So I'm going to double check, because this is really just a test stream. And if this isn't working, then I'll end this one and then try it again. So I'm going to my X.com to see if I can see. It says I'm live. And I'm just going to click onto it. Oh, there I am. I see myself looking down at myself, which is weird. So let's see if I can hear it. So I'm going to my X.com. Oh my God, it's working. Okay, great. It works. So I know I'm on. Now, I have been, I don't know if eventually I'm going to be able to see you give me comments or not. But I have been, maybe I'll sit on this. Is this side better? What do you think? Do you think this side's better, or do you think that side's better for film? Maybe this side's better because there's more light on my face coming from the window. We will sit in this direction. So, yeah. All right. So, I've been doing music on Sunu.com and creating songs because I don't want to pay the rights to my own music. Or rights to music to use on social media. I went to this, it's an AI software, all right? And I know how people feel about AI, but it's called Suno.com. And I started creating my own songs, and I've done different songs. I want to play at the beginning of the show, all right? I'm going to play a song that I created for it's a song that I created for an essay that I wrote while it was an extra essay that I wrote while I was going to college last semester, finishing up my degree in digital journalism. And it's an essay that I wrote titled COVID Cat, a stray human saves a stray cat. And this is how I wrote it on Substack, because I decided to publish it on Substack. So I wrote this essay. It was one of the essays that I submitted to get accepted into the MFA program at Fresno State. And then I decided, well, you know what? I'm going to do a live stream on YouTube and do a reading of my essay and then upload that to my Spotify, because I'm also on Spotify. And I just restarted adding content to it. I took almost like 2 years off while I was in college, because that's one of the things I just could not keep up on. But I put this up on Spotify, and I like this song. I'm going to make a video of it with footage of my cat on it. But I took some of the things I said in my essay and put it in, right? And then you put like a phrase in, and then you have AI make you a full song of it. And I picked a certain style. I have a persona that I've created that's acid jazz. It's acid jazz, R&B, UK R&B. And I think I just saw Professor Dilly like my post. Thank you. It's UK R&B and dance pop and indie rock. And so this is the song. And I created this persona called Joy Force. And, I'll show it later to the other people. But anyway, I'm going to play it a little bit now, but then for you, just a little bit something special for you, because I really am not supposed to start my show until 11:47. But here's the song. Hold on. Wait. Hopefully you can hear this. Okay. I remember the day we met. It was a cold rainy night, fell wet paws on the window's ledge. I let him in, I prayed for him, he's my miracle cat. Stray human says a stray cat. He's my miracle cat. So that one is my favorite. All right. That's the one that I picked out of the whole pile. But then I had like the runners up, which I thought, since I'm kind of like buying time until I actually start my live stream on YouTube simultaneously with here about Katie Johnson. Katie Johnson. I don't know why. I know a lot of Johnstons. So whenever I say the word Johnson, I want to add a T to it. And I got to stop that. Katie Johnson is a pseudonym of a woman who claims to have, she had a lawsuit in 2016 that was actually, she ended it. Like she dropped it days before the 2016 election because she was afraid for her life. And we're going to get more into that. And since, we have no client list and everything's been going down the way it is, the topic of Katie Johnson has been coming out a lot. And so I also did a search on Gemini, which I'll talk about later on. And I want to bring up the details of that particular court case. So while I'm just kind of killing time here before I start, now, I'm not saying we're killing time, but while I'm doing Xtra on X before Xtra on Xtra. Okay. While I'm doing this and talking about things, I'll play a little bit of music before I start the stream on YouTube. Okay. Here's my first choice that I ended up not definitely taking. This is also titled Miracle Cat. I know it might sound similar, but they're all slightly different, all right? It was a cold, rainy night. Throw it paws on the window's ledge. I let him in. I prayed for him. Because I wanted to do something that, that was like Sia, the singer Sia, and then I looked up her genre, and it was UK R&B, acid jazz, indie rock, dance pop, right? So I put that in, and I got this, like, again, I have this persona on Suno.com that I create music with. I can do other personas, but this one is called Joy Force, and the song is Miracle Cat. Here's one of the selections. I'll stop talking now. I'll just play things. He is my miracle cat. A stray human saves a stray cat. He is my miracle cat. He is my miracle cat. All right, so that was choice number one. And, oh, here's the second. This is a remix of that song. Okay, so here we go with this one. I remember the day we met. It was a cold, rainy night. Fur wet paws on the window's ledge. I let him in, I prayed for him. He's my miracle cat. Stray human saves a stray cat. Stray human saves a stray cat. Stray human saves a stray cat. Okay, so I really like that one too. That's a remix, and I'm probably going to do a video with that one. But this one coming up is the original. And you know what? I'm just going to start to get signed into to my StreamYard. That is it's the streaming service that I use on YouTube, and also mostly I used it here on X. I have streamed on X, but not from my cell phone, and definitely not in this kind of camera shot here. And I should probably bring the camera down because I have too much headspace up here. But maybe I can lower it just a little bit here. Okay, that makes it a little bit better, but let me see. Let me adjust. Let me see if I can adjust. Yeah, that's the farthest it's going to go down. And so, but that's better, I think. That's a better shot, not quite so like as much headroom. Hey, I went to college to fix that, all right? To, pay attention to the headroom. I didn't have it right there in the right shot, but that kind of makes it better. All right, so I'm going to go into my studio here on StreamYard. You can't see that part, but my computer's right below this cell phone there. And I also am wearing a little tiny DJI mini mic that is a DJI product. I love them. I have a DJI Cosmos Pocket 3 camera as well, but I'm not using that today. I'm actually streaming off of my cell phone here. All right, so I'm going to add myself to the stream there. And I might actually, show myself a little bit on this thing here as well. I don't like this undershot because it goes up underneath your chin and it makes you look like your chin. Well, if you have anything going on here, it makes it look worse. So that's why I like to have a camera that's a little more level, not right here. It's not a flattering shot for any woman over the age of 50. I'm just saying. All right. So I am going to say kind of like a quick hi here. So I'm sharing the screen on my StreamYard of my, see, I got to make that smaller. I'd like, right, that is a terrible shot. No, that's not happening. No, let me change that. No, we don't want that. I'm like really vain. I'm just like, no, okay. Yeah, they get the small circle, right? YouTube gets the small circle where you can't like really focus on like what's actually going on underneath there. You just cannot. I've been doing yoga exercises. I think getting better, but you know what I'm saying. Maybe you don't know what I'm saying. Maybe you don't have any understanding of what I'm saying, but hey. All right, so it is 11:58 a.m. So I've got 2 more minutes before I start the stream on YouTube. And the goal of this is to take different pieces of footage and make smaller clips out of this, all right? As well as taking the audio, which will be better here with the microphone on, right? Take the audio and put it up on my Not My Rabbit Hole with Tere Joyce Spotify. So I'm cross-platforming myself. If you do want to find me, I am here on X. Obviously, if you're tuned in here on X, I'm at Tere Joyce on X. And if you are watching this live or at any point in time, thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate you being here and being a part of the people that I follow, and you follow me on. I don't know if I follow you or you. I mean, whatever. But we were connecting here on X. And so I'm on X. I'm on Substack at Tere Joyce Randolph at Substack. I just got a Substack account. I'm super excited. I've been writing articles and posting some of my essays there. And I'm on YouTube at Not My Rabbit Hole. I'm on Rumble at Not My Rabbit Hole. I'm on TikTok at The Real Tere Joyce. I'm on Facebook at Tere Joyce. I mean, I'm on Instagram. Okay, I'm in a lot of places. I'm even on Threads. So hey. All right, so it is noon and we're going to start on YouTube. They have no idea that I'm also on X, but we'll tell them in a minute. All right, let's get this party started. I'm going to play a song that my most recent song that I published on Suno.com at my channel Astral Record 6980. And here we go. I remember the day we met. It was a cold, rainy night, fur wet paws on the window's ledge. right, so let me stop that right there. Welcome to Not My Rabbit Hole here on YouTube and on X. And this show is about the woman who goes by the pseudonym Katie Johnson. And back in 2016, she took out a lawsuit against Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein for sexual assault. And we're going to get into it here a little bit more about the lawsuit and go over some details. We're going to play a little bit of footage of some of the women's testimony and just discuss it, bring it out in the open in lieu of the lack of a client list and, Trump's attorney going over and talking to Ghislaine Maxwell and, all these arrangements, all these things that are happening. It's of special interest to me because I participated in a media that was paranormal, UFO, conspiracy based. I did a show on several of these kind of platforms where the topic of Jeffrey Epstein really turned into a right-wing propaganda machine. And now that all of this has come into the political arena, we had Kash Patel sworn in as being the FBI director. He was a big influencer of this type of media and conversation about Jeffrey Epstein. There's been this demand to bring the file forward, to bring names forward, to point who is involved with this. And basically, in my opinion, Donald Trump has basically gaslit America over it. Like, oh, you're still talking about Jeffrey Epstein. What are you talking about? And then he took it and said, oh, this is a left wing. The Democrats are the ones that push this to smear my reputation. And I'm going to say right now, not only did I witness it happen around me with people that I was in the media with or adjacent to, and criticized it. In the very beginning, a long time ago, I said, why are you making this a left-right paradigm when what we're talking about is a global situation? And it was used, and here we are in America, basically having a meltdown over it. And I want to play a song that I created, by the way, also on sumo.com. And the song is called Jeffrey Epstein's Jane Doe's, because when the whole thing broke out about the client list not being available to everybody and all this stuff went down, I actually did a ChatGPT search. I said, what was the influence of Jeffrey Epstein on the 2016 election? And within that, Katie Johnson came up. And, originally she was called Jane Doe, then she was called Katie Johnson. And then I found out, I read she was 13 years old when she said these things happened to her. She was a model and she dropped the charges because of the fact that she feared for her life. And that really made me curious. And so I started researching more. And as I was playing around with Suno.com, I thought, you know what, I want to do a Katie Johnson song. And if you've never done Suno.com, by the way, they should probably sponsor me, is you put in like maybe 280 characters, or it's almost like doing like an X post of some lyrics of something. And it blew me away that Suno ended up like adding all these other, Suno automatically brought up Jeffrey Epstein. It brought up, Prince Andrew. I mean, it was something else. And so I'm bringing that song up, which I have posted in various places. And I've actually posted this around, but this song is about what this show is about. And so I'm going to play it right now. And I'll be back.
I wish that I could know why you decided to show, why you didn't just go, why you still call it Jane Doe. She was 13, not yet 16, not even a twin. Friends said it would be funny if she met Epstein. He got a gig for the weekend, said she could bring a friend, said he needed someone who looked young, a blonde and a wig. And she thought it was harmless, so she went with a friend, and her friend thought it was harmless, so she went with a friend. And her friend thought it was harmless, so she went with a friend. They said they all met a nice man, and his name was Prince Andrew. And she thought he was harmless, so she went with her friend. And her thought he was harmless, so she went with her friend. And Katie thought he was harmless, so she went with her friend. And she met a girl named Katie Johnson, and she looked just like me. And they thought it was harmless, so they went with their friend. And I thought it was harmless, so I went with my friend. And Katie thought it was harmless, so she went with her friend. And she thought it was harmless, so she went with her friend. And Katie thought it was harmless, so she went with her friend. And she thought it was harmless, so she went with her friend. And Katie thought it was harmless, so she went with her friend. And her friend's friend thought it was harmless, so she went with her friend. And she thought it was harmless, so she went with her friend. And she thought it was harmless, so she went with her friend. And Katie thought it was harmless, so she went with her friend. And her friend's friend thought it was harmless, so she went with her friend. And she thought it was harmless, so she went with her friend. And she thought it was harmless, so she went with her friend. And Katie thought it was harmless, so she went with her friend. And her friend's friend thought it was harmless, so she went with her friend. And she thought it was.
So it's kind of hard to dance around to that one, right? I mean, even though it's got a peppy tune, it's just like what it's saying, I think, is it symbolizes what happened, what I think happened to these women that got caught up in going to these parties, doing the sex acts that they did, being groomed to basically being prostitutes for elites who were minors. And I really think, and I want to bring up a couple of examples of how the modeling industry, and I'm not saying everybody in the modeling industry, but how there are certain players in the modeling industry that are connected to Jeffrey Epstein. And it also makes me think about how Donald Trump has, he was, owned the beauty pageant, and his association to beauty pageant people and models and this and that. I mean, even his daughter was a model briefly at one time. So there's this crossover, and that's what concerns me the most. Not the most. I mean, it's all bad, but it's all of the funneling of sex trafficking and sexual assault within the modeling industry, and how they have been exploited, possibly secretly, to elites, and a secret club that's going on. This is what makes me think. I really believe that this is more on the line of what Stanley Kubrick was trying to get across in the film, right? What is that? You know what I'm saying? That the movie with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. That film was really showing how it was the beauty queen that, the next day, after the big, sex party that went on, the special sex party that happened, it was the beauty queen that ended up giving her life over for him. And then the next day it comes in the news and it looks like a suicide. Now it's going to bother me that I can't remember the Stanley Kubrick film. But you know, when I think off the top of my head, it's his last movie, right? Eyes Wide Shut. Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah. I mean, I really think that the Jeffrey Epstein saga is more Eyes Wide Shut. And if you think about the Leah Sobieski character, the underage girl that was the prostitute in the film, like that's another part, I think, showing of what this might actually really look like. It's the